The concept of the immortal gene, as explored in my book The Selfish Gene, proposes a radical shift in perspective. We are not, in the grand scheme of evolution, individual beings striving for survival. Instead, we are vessels for our genes, survival machines driven by the relentless pursuit of immortality encoded within our DNA. This concept may seem strange at first, but it offers a compelling framework for understanding the driving forces behind life's diversity and complexity. Genes, the fundamental units of heredity, hold the blueprints for life. They are the instructions passed down through generations, shaping the traits and characteristics of every organism. These tiny segments of DNA are more than just blueprints. They are, in a sense, immortal. While individual organisms are ephemeral, subject to the constraints of lifespan and mortality, genes have the potential to persist for millennia, replicating and passing on their information through the ages. This immortality is not a conscious pursuit, of course. Genes do not possess desires or intentions. However, the mechanisms of natural selection favor genes that promote their own survival and replication. This inherent selfishness is the engine driving the evolution of life on Earth. The implications of this idea are profound. If we can understand the language of genes, decipher their code, and unravel the secrets of their longevity, we might unlock unprecedented possibilities for medicine, longevity, and perhaps even the very nature of human existence. Pause 3 years. In the grand theatre of life, the interplay between genes is not a solitary endeavour, but a complex dance of cooperation and competition. This dynamic is often referred to as the evolutionary arms race. Picture this. A predator evolves sharper claws to catch its prey more efficiently. In response, the prey evolves faster legs to escape. This back and forth, this constant push and pull, is a testament to the relentless drive of genes to enhance their own survival. Every organism is locked in this perpetual struggle, not just with members of its own species, but with countless other species in its ecosystem. This struggle shapes the very fabric of life, driving innovation and adaptation. Consider the cheetah and the gazelle. The cheetah's genes push for greater speed and agility to catch the gazelle, while the gazelle's genes promote swiftness and evasive maneuvers to evade the predator. Both species are engaged in an ongoing race, their genes continually adapting to outmaneuver the other. But it's not just about predator and prey. Plants develop toxins to deter herbivores, while herbivores evolve mechanisms to detoxify and digest these chemicals. Parasites and hosts, competitors for resources, symbiotic partners, all are participants in this intricate evolutionary ballet. The genes driving these adaptations are constantly being tested, refined, and selected based on their efficacy in this ceaseless contest. This arms race fosters an ever-increasing complexity in life forms, leading to the rich biodiversity we see today. It is a vivid illustration of how the selfish gene, through the lens of competition and cooperation, shapes the destiny of life on Earth. By understanding this intricate interplay, we gain deeper insights into the evolutionary processes that govern all living beings. Imagine a world where every decision you make, every action you take, is ultimately driven by the desire to pass on your genes. This is the world as seen through the lens of the selfish gene. It's not that we are consciously aware of this genetic imperative, but our biology, shaped by millennia of evolution, is hardwired to prioritize its continuation. Consider the simple act of eating. We eat to survive, yes, but survival is just a means to an end. The ultimate goal is to live long enough to reproduce and pass on our genes. This drive is evident in the animal kingdom, where elaborate courtship rituals, fierce territorial battles, and selfless acts of parental care all serve the same purpose, ensuring the survival of offspring and the perpetuation of genetic material. Even seemingly altruistic behaviors, like a mother bird risking her life to protect her chicks, can be explained through the lens of the selfish gene. By safeguarding her offspring, the mother bird is ensuring the survival of her genes, which are shared with her chicks. In this way, genes promote their own survival by encouraging behaviors that benefit their kin. This inherent selfishness is not a moral judgment, but a description of the underlying mechanism driving evolution. Genes that are successful in replicating themselves become more prevalent in the gene pool, while those that are less successful fade away. This constant competition and selection process have shaped the incredible diversity of life on Earth. The concept of the selfish gene challenges the traditional view of evolution, which often focuses on the individual organism as the primary unit of selection. While it's true that individuals compete for resources and mates, it's the genes they carry that ultimately determine their success or failure. Think of it this way: each individual is a temporary vessel for a unique combination of genes. These genes have been shuffled and recombined over generations, creating a genetic lottery of sorts. Some individuals will inherit combinations of genes that make them well suited to their environment, increasing their chances of survival and reproduction. Others will inherit less advantageous combinations, putting them at a disadvantage. Over time, the genes that consistently contribute to survival and reproductive success become more common within a population. This is the essence of natural selection, the differential survival and reproduction of individuals based on their genetic makeup. The selfish gene theory argues that it's more accurate to view evolution as the selection of genes rather than individuals. Individual organisms are merely the vehicles through which genes propagate themselves through time. This shift in perspective has profound implications for understanding the mechanisms of evolution and the interconnectedness of all living things. The Earth has witnessed an astonishing array of life forms throughout its history. From the earliest single-celled organisms to the complex ecosystems of today, the story of life is one of constant change and adaptation. But amidst this ever-shifting landscape, some genes have demonstrated remarkable resilience, surviving for millions of years. Consider the Hox genes, a family of genes responsible for laying out the basic body plan in animals. These genes are incredibly ancient, with variations found in creatures as diverse as flies, fish, and humans. The fact that these genes have persisted for so long, relatively unchanged, speaks to their fundamental importance in animal development. Another example is the gene responsible for encoding the protein rhodopsin, which is essential for vision. This gene has been passed down through countless generations, with variations found in organisms ranging from bacteria to humans. The ability to sense light has been crucial for survival throughout evolutionary history, highlighting the enduring importance of this particular gene. These examples illustrate the remarkable longevity of certain genes, which have weathered the storms of evolutionary change and persisted for millions of years. By studying these genetic survivors, we can gain insights into the fundamental processes that govern life and potentially unlock secrets to enhance our own health and longevity.